real quick. Let me just start the live. And I'll do a brief introduction about why we're here.
Okay. Let me share my screen just a second.
Real quick. Okay. So we're live and we're here today with Thiago Lemos, also known as Thiago, friends. Very briefly, very soon, Dr. Thiago Lemos, because he's taking a PhD in Montreal. Can you open the first page of the slides, please? Because they're in the last page of the slides. And he studies AI, machine learning. He's been doing that for a few years. He's gonna tell us more about that. And now he got a scholarship in this university in Montreal, and has been learning a lot about the way of living in Quebec, in Montreal, which is like different from living in Canada in general. He's going to share some of his experience in applying for this process, the field of technology, and also his experience learning French. So I'll go take it away. Oh, wait, just a second. So this is the Coffee Club for you guys who are new here. Thiago was a member of the Coffee Club for a few months, right? And we have helped him in this process of preparing and improving his English for this process. Questions, you can interrupt whenever you want, like Thiago likes to be interrupted, and then we can start a conversation. His presentation itself is very brief, like you're gonna spend most of the time just actually talking, because this is what the Coffee Club is about. I have coffee, by the way. I want to see your mugs at the end with a picture. So go get your mug if you didn't have any yet. Get coffee, and we have intellectual stimulating conversations. Okay, so this is a way to help you get more intellectualized and improve your English. So I'll go take it away.
So thank you so much for having me. When Gustavo invited me to this talk, I thought, what could I say, could I talk about my experience here in Canada? Because Gustavo know me, I spend more part of my time studying, you know. So I thought, oh, I didn't enjoy the city properly yet, but I tried to write some things about my time here, and I realized that, oh, I did a lot of things here in Montreal during these 3 months. So my idea here is to share with you my experience during these 3 months. And I have a presentation here. It's a short presentation, just few slides, just to initiate the conversation. And after that, we can talk in a freely way about this topic, okay? So first of all, as Gustavo told us,
Thiago, can I see your presentation? Maybe you're sharing the wrong screen.
Oh, can see?
Try again.
Okay. And now?
Perfect.
Okay. So I'm an artificial intelligence researcher at Polytechnique Montréal and PhD student at Federal University of Santa Catarina in Brazil. And I've been working with AI projects from Brazilian and Canadian industry in partnership with Senai and the Laboratoire d'Intelligence des Données and Polytechnique Montréal, okay? So, and the first question that everyone asked me is, why Canada, you know? And I can say, I would say that the first reason that I chose Montreal is because this guy. I'm kidding. It's not because Justin Bieber, despite I think he's a good singer, but it was because this guy, Professor Joshua Benjo, he's professor of my university, the Université de Montréal, the Polytechnique de Montréal, and he's a pioneer in deep learning. And everyone in computer science knows this guy. He wrote a lot of books about machine learning, artificial intelligence, and deep learning. And he won the Nobel Prize of Computer Science, it's the Alan Turing Prize. So to me, he's a hero, you know. And that's the main reason that I decided I want to go to Montreal. I want to go to this university because he's guy. But there are other reasons that I can show you. And one of them is because Montreal and Canada in general is an artificial intelligence hub. Okay, so here we have almost 20,000 workers with AI skills in Montreal. We have a variety of companies like Google, Samsung, Microsoft, IBM, Intel, Facebook, Meta right now, and others like Ubisoft. And this base salary here is really huge. For example, for a machine learning engineering, the base salary is around $100,000 per year. And this is just the base. You can earn much more here in Montreal and in Canada in general. So it's a good point to choose the Montreal and Canada because you can live well here with this salary. And actually the technology here is bigger because the process of immigration and the focus of the immigration process in Canada basically is technology and health. So if a doctor, a nurse, a psychologist, or something like that, mainly they do the COVID, you know. And so if you have a job in these areas, you have a big chance to be recruited to Montreal, to Canada. So I advise you to try because it's easier to get the position here. The other point that was very important to me was the multiculturalism. Montreal, we have here in Canada a tons of festivals, jazz festivals. We have a Chinatown, and we have a neighborhood dedicated to the gay community. It's awesome because there you can find music, food, and parties just to the gay community. And the neighborhoods is very nice. The people is friendly, and I think this amazing. And yeah, this you have contacts with a lot of cultures here because the city is made up of immigrants basically. So it's hard you find a Canadian on the streets. You can find people of many other countries, but Canadians is not so common to find. And this is one point important to me because I'm immigrant too. So I want to live in a city that I can find respect um, for the Canadian, the immigrant people, you know. And this is another good reason to live here in Montreal. It's important to say that the francisation is just in Quebec, okay? Uh, Here in Quebec, you are paid to study French. And this is awesome because actually the Canada speak English, but just in Quebec, we speak French. The first language is French. So if you, I was saying to Gustavo, if you cross the border between Quebec and other province, I don't know, Ontario, and the French is forgotten. You know, you just speak French here, and this is an important thing because at some point, someone, the government thought, oh, how can I preserve this language here in Quebec? Because you have the Quebec that speak French and surrounded by cities that speak English. So how to avoid the devil influence of the Anglophone community, you know? So someone, the government thought, oh, let's create a francisation program. Let's teach the immigrants to speak French. In other words, oh, you will not speak English here. You have to speak French. And that is really true. And they encourage you to learn French. The job positions here, it's something very important to get this position to learn French. So it's not a problem if you don't know French, but you have to learn. And they pay you. It's around for a part-time course. You can earn $400 per month, and in a full-time course, you can earn $800 per month just to study.
This is the best job. I want to work as a
Yeah, Andressa, my fiance is studying. Is just studying, you know. She has a work permit. She can work, but she's studying and making money. So it's perfect, you know.
That's the dream job.
Yeah, usually I have to pay to study French, and it's expensive in Brazil and Aliança Francesa. And you spend a lot of money to learn French. Here it's free and more. You are paid to do
Yeah.
to learn. You know, so but you can live, and naturally you can live in speaking English in Quebec because 55% of the population is bilingual and almost 20% of the population speak three or more language. So but almost 80% of the population speak French. So if you want to live the real Quebec, the real Montreal, you have to learn the language. And here I brought a video about a video of my class, my French class. Gustavo, can you play the video
Yes.
for us? Let me stop the presentation.
Before I do so, I would like you guys to, whenever you can, whenever you want to, like, you can take pictures of the presentation, do like a few stories and tag the Coffee Club, okay? Stories so we can repost and more people can know that we do these things for free here, okay? So the video is right here.
My teacher is from France, you know, so
Oh, she's from France.
it's
Okay.
very nice. Yeah.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, again.
Oui, on met des nouveaux vêtements, garlands, flowers. Ah, aussi, on fait des guirlandes de fleurs. De décor de commis. Ah, pour décorer la maison. Et puis, on fait de la bonne nourriture. Oui, beaucoup de sucré. Et les enfants, au lieu d'aller, comme Halloween, prendre les friandises, vous avez vu dans la vidéo, les enfants vont donner les bonnes choses chez les voisins, faire des surprises et prendre des assiettes de friandises. Oui, ça c'est bien. Donc, on va partager maintenant la nourriture que Shloka et Aparna nous ont fait, nous ont organisé.
Aparna.
Oui. Et on va dire à Smith, Shloka et Aparna, on est content de vous avoir dans notre classe. Oui. Et merci pour l'effort. Si vous avez un autre, Rio, quand, portugais, Brésil.
Speaking about me.
Yeah.
So in this video, she's explaining about a festival in India, Happy Diwali or something like that. And the children give food for the adults. Is different from Halloween, you know, it's something like that. And my friend there, Sloka, was talking about it, and the Carmel, my teacher, is explaining in French. try to translate what she's saying in French.
Interesting. I thought she was
Okay.
talking about Christmas and Halloween at the same time, but that was something else, right?
Yeah, yeah. So the francisation, let me show you. Just 1 second, I will share my screen. So I will show you the website of the francisation. Okay, this is the website, the Quebec government. In this part, you can apply for the francisation. And we have different kinds of courses, like full-time course, part-time course, and now online courses during the COVID. So we have this option right now. You can study from home and be paid to study from home. It's awesome. Guys, with $800, you can do a lot of things in Montreal, you know. It's more than my scholarship.
Wow.
In Brazil, of course. Here is it's more better. But yeah, and you can buy an iPhone with this.
Yeah.
You know, it's nice. Okay, and so you can my course, part-time course, but it's not easier because I study 4 days per week and 3 hours per day. This is the part-time course, okay, but you can choose the full-time course. That's more, it's harder. And okay, you can choose this is interesting because you can choose a central near of your home. And this is very nice because there are tons of centers of francisation around the city, and you can choose what you want, the best city, the near from your home. And this is nice. And in this website, you can put your postal code here, and you will see the centrals, the francisation center near from your home. So it's very nice. My school is that the here. So in the website, it's the École de Multiethnique from of Lang from Quebec, something like that. And in the website, you can find more information about who is able to apply for francisation. For example, here we can you need to have a permanent resident, but now you can be a temporary worker as well. Your wife or your husband, they have rights to do the francisation as well. If you are just visiting the city, you can do the francisation. So it's easier to if you have children, your money is you have an increased from $7 or $9 in your money to help your children. Yeah, it's very nice. So you earn $25 per day to study.
Yeah, interesting. So like Andressa wasn't your fiance yet when you okay. You tell me that spouses can have the right to this, but she was only your girlfriend when you got there. So does it affect anything?
Actually, she has a work permit as well. So she didn't come as my spouse, but she has a work permit like me, you know. So she has rights because that, but she has right because she's my common law partner as well. We have a document of common law union. So she has a right as well because of that, but it's not necessary in this case because yeah, she's a worker. She's a worker like me.
Yeah.
But you don't need to be a worker. You can visit the city, and just with the visa, you can study here.
Interesting. Let's go visit Canada.
Yeah, yeah. If you, actually,
Your
one
place?
section, the section here. Oh, you can choose the schedule. For example, there are many times here you choose the best one for you. Okay.
Yeah.
So and the many different levels as well. My level is level 0, level -1.
Come on.
Okay. Yeah, it's true. So you can choose the best one for you. And what I was saying, yeah, that's it. You can choose, and it's easier to get. Uh, and the sections here in Quebec is divided by sessions according with the season. For example, we have the winter season and the fall season and so on. So, and the season, the durations around 3 months. So you have 3 months of classes, 4 days in a part-time, 4 days per week, 3 hours per day. It's hard. It's really hard.
It's
And
intense.
have to speak just in French. We just speak English for 2 weeks. The first 2 weeks we speak in English with the teacher. Okay, she speak English with you, and because it is the language that everyone the class speak English, because
Yeah.
we have people from China, you have people from Jamaica, from Brazil, and other countries. So everyone there speak for English. And in the first 2 weeks you speak in English, and after that you just speak in French. So the teacher try to do mimic, make mimic or something, anything else to try to explain the subject. This is nice. We use this book, the Par ici. This is a book from the Quebec government. I was saying to Gustavo that actually we don't learn French, we learn Quebecois. It's a different kind of French. Actually, they say that it's the real French, okay, because it's the French spoken in the past when the French people got here in Montreal, then they spoke Quebecois. So this is the real French without the devil influence of the Anglophone community. But it's similar with the French, and the teacher explained everything that we have a word that is different in French and in Quebecois. She explained to us, oh, in Quebecois we say that, in English we say that. And for example, I think ice cream in French is different. I don't remember, but here in Quebec's crème glacée. Crème glacée in French is another name I forgot. So yeah, she explained to us the difference. Other thing different because here, for example, some jobs we have the masculine and feminine. For example, professeur in French is just professeur. Here we have professor and professor, to man and to woman. So it's different. It's a little different. But okay. So I advise to try the francizations auxons. The course very good.
I have a question about the visa, but I think I'm gonna leave it to the end.
Oh, okay. I will talk about the visa. The process to get the visa was hard because the COVID. I spent a lot of money with this process. Please wait the COVID pass to try do this. Don't do the same. It's wrong. So yeah, about the visa, okay. I explain a little more about the process to get the visa for two people, my fiance and I. And okay, the first step was get. Sorry.
Real quick, just so we don't lose track. Let me just make a question about this this French thing, and then we go back to the presentation. And then when you get to the visa point, we start talking about that. Okay.
Okay.
Question: does this happen in Canada elsewhere, like with English, for example? If you go to another place in Canada, do they also encourage you to learn the language as much as Quebec people do encourage you to
No. No, actually, Quebec is like another country. I was saying to you in books, and they literally explain the countries. They put Brazil, Canada, and Quebec. You know, they are fighting to be independent from Canada. So the rules is totally different here in Quebec. The immigration process is different. You have to know French. Actually, you don't need to know French, but you earn points in the immigration process if you know French, you know. And the other parts of the Canada, if you go to Toronto or Vancouver, you don't need to learn French to get a good score in the immigration process. And yeah, here the facilitation is just here in Quebec. Okay, if you cross the border, there is no French to learn. You have to just in Quebec. If you go to Vancouver, the people there don't speak French, so it's encouraging to learn French just here in this province.
Yeah, and I was just checking the map, and first it's huge. Maybe you can show us. Quebec is huge, and also is by the coast. So this makes it easier for it to get independent, right? Like it's a separate country here, and then Canada.
Yeah, it's huge, but we don't have the population here is small. You know, yeah, it's just a large territory, but we don't have many people in Quebec. So the immigration, it's important for actually for Canada in general, you know. Comparing with Brazil, I think we have more, I'm not sure, but I think we have more people in Sao Paulo than in Quebec, you know. So yeah, it's huge, but just in terms of territory.
I'll show you something. Can you see my screen? Just Quebec compared to Brazil, so you understand how big it is.
Yeah. So, other questions about the francisation? So let's continue.
Go on, share your screen again, please.
Okay. Can you see?
Yes, but not the full screen version.
It's in the full screen version or not?
No.
No. Weird. Oh, it's here. Okay, so the process of to get here, right? Yes. And the first step was to get the scholarship from my university. It's the important part because I needed the money to pay this expensive part of the process, the other expensive part of the process. So to get the scholarship was a problem separated, you know, because we have my university internal process to apply to get the scholarship. I needed to write a project, and the project was evaluated by the other professors and so on. And I needed to get the TOEFL, and I remember there were 12 spots to the 12 scholarships. Okay. And oh, it's important. My position was the 15th, something like that. The first part of the process to get the scholarship. But in the second part, I think just 3 people had the English enough for the scholarship. So I got the scholarship for 6 months, and after that they give me 1 year to scholarship because we have 12 scholarships, but just 6 people got the English, then score in the TOEFL to get the money. It's in
What's your university again? Sorry.
Federal University of Santa Catarina.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah. So it's, and the coffee club was very important in this process because I started to learn English. Actually, I've been studying French. I've been studying English for many years, and when I decided to apply for the scholarship, I started to do class with a native speaker and in Santa Catarina, and she had to go for her city, and I started to the coffee club. So the coffee club helped me a lot to get this English, to improve my English and get the score enough to this process, you know. So I got the scholarship. So I have the money right now. Okay, it's there, and I have to be accepted by the university. Okay, and what I did, I sent emails from a lot of professors from different universities that I would like to study, and and I remember the most part in Canada because I'd like to study in Canada because eu acho bem. One of them answered me, Professor Bruno, and he was interested in my project, and I sent a copy of my projects to him. He liked it, and okay, I have the money, and I just need your invitation letter to apply to visa. Okay, so he wrote a letter for me. Okay, I have the money and I have the invitation letter. Now I can apply for the visa, because the application process, you have to prove that you have money, or from your university in Brazil, or a scholarship from a Canadian university. Okay, but you have to prove, oh, I have financial support during this time, and you need an invitation letter to apply. Okay, this the 2 more important points in this process. So after that, I have to translate all my documents and my bachelor degrees, my master degrees, my all kinds of documents that I have to translate. It was very expensive. It costs around 1,200 reais just to translate all documents that I had. Okay. But the most expensive part of the process was to collect the fingerprint, because I live in São Luís, okay, Maranhão, and there are few places in Brazil when you can collect the fingerprints and do the medical exams with a doctor certified by the Canada. Okay, I think Brasilia, São Paulo, Rio, Porto Alegre. So I had to travel to these points to collect the fingerprint and do the medical exams. Remember that this part's two people, okay? So 1,200 reais for translate all my documents and the documents of my fiance.
Oh, this is 1,200 for both?
Yeah, both.
Okay.
It's not so expensive, right?
No, it's nothing. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
I work
was-
in this and like it's I have just a few documents.
Yeah.
800.
So,
That's nothing.
so to collect the fingerprint was really expensive because I have to travel to other points and I pay Airbnb, food, and medical exams, and
Wow,
collected by the fingerprint was around 4,000 reais. This process to travel, go and come back to San Luis, and the application process. You have to pay some fees, and it's around to two people. It's around 2,500 reais. The application for two people. 1 year ago, I don't know now. Okay. About the trip, was really expensive because the COVID. I had to reschedule my the dates of my travel many times. Okay, because every moment the border is closed, the border is open. So Canada is forbidden immigrants in Canada now, and was expensive, and because that I paid around 7,000 reais.
Wow.
But usually for two people with 4 luggage, but usually you pay around 5,000 reais with for two people, of course. And the COVID test, because I had to do the COVID test in Guarulhos, and was around 700 reais to the two COVID tests there, because you have to wait to the results, and you are able to travel, So I slept in the airport to wait the results.
Wow.
And after that, I could travel, because you have to wait 72 hours. It's the deadline. You have to wait, and you can go. So yeah, it was terrible. And more because I got quarantined in Montreal, so I had to pay the Airbnb for 15 days, and I got isolated for 15 days, and the Airbnb for 15 days here in Montreal cost around 4,000 reais, just because the COVID, So yeah, terrible. I want to cry.
Like what
Remember that?
what would have been different? Like what would you have done differently?
Oh, I should to wait a little more, wait the COVID pass, this. But I was so excited with the possibility to study abroad. No, I want to go. My advisor told me, you need to wait a little more to enjoy your experience here in Montreal. You are get here be quarantined, But no, I want to go. I want to travel. It's okay. So was the main problem. I should wait a little more. But okay.
How's the situation right now? Is it better, or do you still have to go through all this process?
It's better because now we don't need to be quarantined more. Okay, so we will not spend 4,000 reais in an Airbnb. You can go for your home, for your here. You don't. I don't know. You don't need COVID test, but you need to be vaccinated. Okay.
That's what I was gonna ask.
Yeah.
All the vaccines are are they accepting all the vaccines?
One week ago, there was an update, and now all the vaccines are accepted, included
Great.
the CoronaVac. Okay,
Awesome.
So,
But do you think this is only Montreal, or only Quebec, or
no, all Canada.
Canada? All Canada?
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome.
When I came, I was with one dose of the AstraZeneca, and just the AstraZeneca was allowed here in Canada, and I had to get the second shot here in Quebec. Was really hard to validate my vaccine. So I have my passport vaccination. Oh yes, here we have passport vaccination. So you don't need wear the mask, but if you want to go in a restaurant or something or enjoy the city, you have to show the passport. It's a QR code, and they can scan your QR code and see if you have the 2 doses of the vaccine. So I had the first dose, and I had to get the second dose here in Quebec, validate my first dose, and now I have 2 doses, one from Brazil and one from Canada. The first one is AstraZeneca, and the second one is Pfizer, because here it's allowed to mix AstraZeneca, Pfizer and Moderna, and that's it. So the final of the process, I spent around 20,000 reais. It's really expensive, right? But the caps, the modern caps, paid around 7% of this value.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, 14,000 reais they paid. So my final cost was around 6,000 reais with all this process.
Interesting.
So, yeah.
How does this work? Like you apply for CAPIs and then they give you the money already, or you have to pay for everything and then they give you back?
No, yeah. They have the money. It's like a budget you have to use. Okay. And when you get the money, they put your money in your account 1 month or 2 months before the trip. Okay. So they pay in each 3 months, they pay a part of the value. Okay. So they gave the first parts to pay all this point here, and now they pay the rest of the money, okay, for the rest of the internship. But usually they pay just to your trip until the end of the internship, until the end of your process abroad. So the money that they gave me, these 14,000 reais, wasn't to pay these things here with the COVID, So I spent money paying things about quarantine, COVID tests, and these things that's the money is not for that.
Yeah.
In other moments, I probably the CAPS would pay 100% of the process.
I see.
But in this case, I had to pay to use my money as well.
So let me just get this straight. Like, so Brazil is investing on you to study in Canada. Okay, why?
That's a good question.
You study machine learning and AI, and these are like futuristic things, and it's nice to know that all countries investing on such interesting fields, and they will bring and yield several results in the future. But why do you think
in the past
interest in this field?
In the past, it was mandatory I go back to Brazil to finish my PhD. Okay,
That's what I was gonna ask.
Yeah, because they are paying a lot of money for you. You have to go back and use this knowledge to for Brazil, right? But something changed in the last year. I think because the COVID, I don't know what happened, but now it's not mandatory to go back, but you have to prove that you have money to live here. Okay, you have to assign a document saying that, oh, the CAP's not more responsible for you. If you die, it's your problem. Okay,
Yeah.
you can do this, and if you do this, you can stay here. Okay, and but this is good, but I think it's not a good idea because now the investment doesn't have return, right, for Brazil. But in the past, I think was the same because it's mandatory go back, but they don't give us job or something like that. So I think it's not a good strategy. Oh, it's mandatory to go back, but now what do we do with this guy here with a PhD? Nothing. It's
Yeah.
another social problem for Brazil, you know?
Yeah.
So I think now the Brazil needs a good strategy to deal with this group of people, researchers that are coming to Brazil, returning to Brazil. Yeah, now here in Canada, I'm thinking what to do if I want to go back, if I want to stay. I'm thinking now I have the possibility to stay, and it wasn't my plans. And I discovered that here in Montreal, you can stay if you want to. So I'm thinking I have to discuss that with my fiance, and that's my situation right now. Right, I'm thinking about it. My advisor wants they want to give me a internship, another internship to stay here for a long more time and maybe in the future get a job because here it's something different because in Brazil I'm a student, okay? I'm a PhD student, but here I'm a worker. It's different. The researcher here it's a job. So you are a worker, you have a work permit, not a study permit, but depends on the university. The Polytechnique asked me to get the work permit. And yeah, I have a salary and I can
Okay,
work on this.
so let me get this straight. You have your Brazilian scholarship and a salary?
And he's being paid to learn French. Salaries.
Okay,
Just do it.
so I'm just gonna break it to you because I'm also a student at a federal university. So I'm trying to understand how did CAPS let you do this? Because they are very strict with their papers. So you were talking and I was like,
No,
did he
you
hit
have
the jackpot? What happened?
no, you have to communicate. You have to communicate to CAPS, and there is a possibility to join your scholarship from Brazil with a scholarship here from Canada, but you have to communicate and have to be related with your work, your research.
Yeah.
For example, I'm working in the laboratory that I'm doing the internship with the same research. So I'm a researcher.
So you're just like basically
Yeah.
doing the same thing, but you're earning from two institutions.
Yeah. If I want to do other kind of job, like I want to be a programmer or a software engineer in a company, a Microsoft, for example, I don't know if it would be possible.
Yeah.
Yeah. But in this case, it's possible. Okay.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
I wonder if Jonathan has a question or Luciano, because they're both in the technology field, and Jonathan's actually moving to Canada soon, but he's in a completely different scenario because it's like he works for a company and stuff. He's not a student, a researcher. So if you guys have any take on that, like, please interrupt at any time.
Yeah, actually, the immigration process for workers is easier, because we have two kinds of immigration process. You can come with the assistance of a company. And it's easier because usually the company do all this process for you. Okay, so they apply for you for get the visa and help you with this process, pay these fees about submit the application process. So it's easier, usually it's easier. But in the other point is when you apply by yourself, you know. For example, it's for my case, I did all this process alone, you know. Usually you can pay for an agency to do this, but I had to pay more, and I don't know the price, but I prefer to understand the website. And let me show you the website here. It's a little hard to to understand these websites. It's a little confused, but it's possible. Okay, have to spend a lot of time reading, but the website from the government of Canada, you can see all the possibilities about visit, work, study, immigrate, all the kind of programs you have. And in this process, in these programs, you have programs, recruitment of companies, and the citizenship you want, if you want to apply for citizenship. In my case was to work, because my university asked me to get the work permit. But I have a friend that the university asked to his work get the study permit. It's different. My case right now, I try to extend my work permit is here, but here you can see all the documents that you need. You have to fill some documents. You have to prove that you a good person, you know.
Yeah.
You have to explain if you have child, if someone of your family was in jail, something like that. Yeah, because if you have some problem with the justice, probably your visa will be, how can I say, canceled. Yeah, this can happen.
So no killing there, okay, Thiago. It was okay here, but try not to
Yeah.
kill anyone when you're there.
I will try. Yeah.
No, sorry, I was gonna ask something about you said nobody has to be like in jail in your family, but like, does it have to be the nucleus family or your whole family?
Oh, sorry, can you repeat that?
Like your just your nucleus family, or like your whole family, like any relative?
No, just your parents.
Okay.
Your parents and your partner, if you have, and children's.
Okay.
Okay.
What?
Yeah,
I'm not gonna get into this topic, but it was just important.
You don't need to be young to apply. Oh, there is this question at this point, because if you are young, you have more chance to get the visa. Unfortunately, there are some points. For example, if you speak French, in case of Quebec, if you speak French, if you don't have children, if you are young, but yeah, it's possible. But if you have a job in technology or health, this is important as well, because if you are in these areas, you have more chance to get the visa. And that's it. I have to prove that I have money, so I have to print my credit card to show how much money I have in my accounts and these things.
Do you know anything about digital nomads?
Sorry?
Do you know anything about digital nomads?
Oh, digital nomads. Oh, okay. Here in Canada, it's very nice because I think the most part of the positions in Canada, you can choose if you want to work from home or work the place. Okay. I don't
Yeah.
know if this changed now because during COVID, but it's common here. It's very in Canada, and they have it's like France because your life is more important than your job. So usually the work here is oh, this so stressful because the things close here early. Like 3 p.m., 4 p.m. The shopping, the mall, it's closed. It's terrible. Yeah, it's terrible. It's closed, and it's totally different from San Luis. That 1 a.m. we had bars open around the city. It's totally different here, and I think it's because the season as well. For example, in the winter, right now, the sun rise 7 a.m. and the sun sets around 4 p.m.
Wow.
So I think we have to
There
enjoy.
should be, there should be even more nightlife, like starting going to bars at 5 p.m.
We haven't, but there are a lot of festivals around the city during the night. But we have to enjoy as much as possible the sun. And I think this is the period that you have to work because you have sun too. But yeah, this is a problem. The winter here is a problem, big problem, because it's
You told me
free.
there are people that flee during the winter.
Sorry?
You told me there are some people that flee away during the winter.
Oh, what do you say with flee?
Flee is escape.
Oh yeah, I forgot the name. I forgot the name. The people that escape from the winter, but usually in the winter, the people go to Cuba, Mexico, and other hot countries because
Cancun.
yes, Cancun, yeah,
Snowbird.
Cancun, because snowboard, yeah, snowboard. The snowboard was were the problem because the COVID, because during the winter, they want to go to the other country, but it wasn't possible, and yeah, the snowbirds because here we can we have maybe minus 40 degrees in the worst winter possible.
Yeah.
Now it's like -4 outside. So
-4.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah, -4. So yeah, the rates, the taxes of suicide increase during the winter. Yeah, it's terrible. You have to think about it. I'm waiting for the winter to decide if I want to stay here or not.
I see.
That's the truth, because the other seasons so nice, everything's good, everything is green, the transportation works, and during the winter you have the snow and it's hard to walk. So I'm waiting for this season to decide. But okay.
Tell us a bit about the cost of living.
Oh, here in Montreal, it's the cheaper city to live comparing with the other big cities in Canada. If you want to go to Toronto, okay, you don't need to speak French there, but it's the most expensive city in the Canada to live. But there you have the most part of the jobs in technology. So yeah, you have to decide. You will earn more, but you waste more money with other things. And the rentals, the most expensive parts of your budget. I spent like 50% of my budget with rent.
Yeah.
So I think, yeah, I paid, usually in Montreal, you will pay around $1,000 per month in a house with one room and one kitchen and everything included, right? Lights and gas and other things, internet. But if you want to stay in a house without these things, without bed, without internet, you will spend like $700, but you have to buy everything. But it could be a good strategy if you want to live here for a long time.
Yeah.
Because with this money you can buy everything and many times.
Have you been to IKEA yet?
Sorry?
Have you been to IKEA yet?
IKEA, yeah. IKEA is the famous store here in Montreal, in Canada in general. I bought everything of my house in IKEA. My bed, my table here.
Nice. But why do you ask, Johnson?
Sorry?
That's because it's considered to be a cheap place for you to buy printers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's from Sweden, right? Brand.
Yeah, it's because of
I believe
France.
so. European. Yeah.
I also know IKEA from France because Rachel buys her furniture there.
Oh, really? I remember that. Jonathan, can you share with us a bit about your journey?
Yeah, definitely. So our plans are actually different. We are not moving to Canada for studies. Actually, not in my case. My wife is going there to study. She applied for a master's degree at the University of Canada West. It's a university in Vancouver. So we were supposed to be going there next month, but because of COVID and some things that happened on my personal side that slowed things down, we decided to postpone this to March 2022. But then we are moving to Vancouver. I'm also in IT field, but not in AI. I'm actually a developer. I work with something I'm not sure if you've ever heard about. It's called MuleSoft. So I'm a developer in MuleSoft, and yeah, that's what I've been working with for the past few years. I'm currently working for a Canadian company remotely, but as a consultant. So I'm currently working with a client in the United States called Splunk. I'm sure if you ever heard about Splunk, but Splunk is very famous for data analytics, right? You've probably heard about it. Yeah, so that's basically my journey. We're moving there with my wife with a study permit, and I will get the work permit, and I'm willing to get a job in the province. And one of the reasons that for me to pick BC is because of their province nomination program, right? So their PNP is very nice for IT specifically, right? And if you get a job offer for over 1 year, you can already apply for the PNP. So it's pretty cool for IT folks. And also the winter, right? So Vancouver, as you probably know, the weather is pretty nice, right? Or much nicer than other parts of Canada, right?
You're a lucky guy. Lucky guy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's basically it. I have a friend of mine in Montreal. He went as a .NET developer. He's currently living in the same city as you. And I also have a friend of mine living in Calgary.
Calgary, the winter is the worst.
Oh yeah, it's pretty bad. Yeah. Let's see what he tells me. But he just arrived. He's there for like 3 or 4 days. He just arrived.
Yeah, the worst part of the winter is to wear many layers of clothes. It's terrible for me because I'm from Maranhão. I just wear my t-shirt and that's it. Okay.
Yeah, I know.
And I have to wear a lot of jackets and many layers. And it's hard because when you get in in your job, in your school, you have to remove everything, because it's hot.
Everything's heated, right?
It's hot
Yeah.
inside, and
You know what? I had the opportunity to live in the US as well, and more specifically in Ohio. And there was this day that I got minus 23. It was like the coldest weather that I ever got in my life. Like, it was pretty bad. And I was even feeling parts of my body like numb, like, because it was pretty cold. Yeah, yeah. But after time, with time, you get used to it, I think, right?
your fingers prints doesn't work during the winter,
Ah,
you
Yeah,
cannot
exactly.
use the cell
Yeah.
phone because your fingerprint.
cannot
Yeah.
prove you.
Yeah.
And you have a daughter, right, Jonathan? Any
Yes, I do.
details on that?
Yeah, so she will also go with a study permit. But in her case, for those of you that who have kids, in Canada, below, like, it depends on the province. So sometimes it's 4 years old, sometimes 5, where your daughter or son can study for free. Because below that, you need to apply for how's it called? Let's say a kindergarten, but that's not how they call it. It's quite expensive, so you need to better plan for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my daughter is 4. In EBC, the minimum age for free school is 5. So once I get in Canada, I'll probably stay with her at home for a few months, extra months. Then in September 2022, she will start attending school for free.
Interesting. So I can go on with the presentation, and if someone else has a question.
Okay.
Also like to know more like your guys' intentions, like your plans. You intend to move to Canada, like are you just curious? So you can let us know about that. And also feel free to take pictures and videos and tag the Gothic Club again.
So what I did during this time, right, in Quebec, was just 3 months, but many things happened. I proposed my girlfriend, so now I'm fiancé. Je suis fiancé.
Yeah.
I started my French classes, so I could meet people for many countries around the world. And yeah, I told you that this guy here is my best friend here in Canada. He speaks 8 languages. He's a computer vision researcher here in Canada, and we are thinking to open a company with AI here in Montreal. And I visited the Olympic Stadium. It was very nice. And yeah, I'm enjoying the city. I try to enjoy because the winter is coming. So it's
Wow. Winter
Yeah.
is coming.
Yeah, it's a little hard to walk around with -9, -10. But I could enjoy a little bit the city. And my future plans. No, I have a dream to explore the Canada. I went to visited the main cities in Canada like Ottawa, Toronto, Vancouver, and so on. But I don't know if I have time to do this. But okay, it's my dream to do this until the end of the internship. I want to visit New York too because it's close, right? Just maybe 4 hours in a car. It's an opportunity to go there. Maybe to go to Disney. I don't know. I'd like to meet Joshua Benju. I didn't have the opportunity to meet him yet. I know that he is close. I felt his presence in my university, but I didn't have the opportunity yet. And learn French. I'd like to go
Who
back
is
to
Joshua
Brazil.
Benjo?
Sorry?
Who is him?
He is like a father of deep learning, of artificial intelligence. You know, he's a pioneer in computer science. It's like a hero. Every student in computer science studied with his books, you know, and yeah, it's like the Superman of the computer science. So he's professor of my university, but he's researcher from Google as well. So it's an important guy. I don't know if I will have the opportunity to see him walking in the university, but yeah, I would like to meet him. Yeah, I want to learn French. I'd like to go back to Brazil with the intermediate level of French. I don't know if it will be possible.
Well,
Yeah, yeah, maybe, nah, but I'm trying. I'm trying to speak French here in Quebec and improve my English as well. Something interesting here. I don't know if it's the same in other Anglophone cities around the world, but here in Quebec, I realized that they don't care much about your level of English, you know? I can, for example, with my advisor, we speak in English and French at the same time. He speaks in French. He speaks in French. I answer in English, and we try to mix English, French, sometimes Portuguese, because my English is not perfect as well, but it's not a problem. Okay, and in supermarket and grocery, it's the same. If you try to speak French, if you try to speak in English, um, as I told you, everyone here is very polite, so they try to understand you, and it's incredible. It's friendly people, and I love Canada. They are awesome, and I want to get my PhD. It's the main goal because that I came to Canada. So I want to get my PhD until the end of this internship, maybe get other internship here in Canada and decide if I will go back to Brazil or not. I have to discuss this point better with my fiance, but these are the main points. Sorry?
I was just Livia had a dog with her.
Yeah.
Sorry, my dog's here with me in my room.
So the PhD takes 1 year to finish.
1 year.
Okay, so
Theoretically.
theoretically,
Yeah, 1
would
year.
there be any reason for you not to finish within that year?
I need to publish 2 papers in good journals to be able to defend the thesis, you know?
Yeah.
So now I'm waiting the results of 1 paper, and I have to write other papers. So if until the end of the internship, I didn't have 2 papers, I have to postpone, you know, to ask for a prolongation. Yeah.
Yes. Interesting. Tell us a bit about your research.
Okay. My research is about optimization. So I work with optimization of space with high dimensions. And for example, you have a machine with many variables. For example, 200 variables or 2,000 variables that have to be optimized. I want to find the best value for each variable of my machine. Okay. So traditional algorithms were not able to optimize in a short time, and I work with specialized algorithms to solve this kind of problems using machine learning, artificial intelligence. So now I'm applying to this algorithm in a company here to optimize problems related with transportation. We have many roads in the transportation in Montreal, and I have to decide what's the best variables for each road. So I'm using my algorithm to solve this problem here. And that's it. I work with this kind of algorithms, and I use deep learning and machine learning and other kind of techniques to solve these problems in high dimensions quickly. That's the main problem, because usually we need to wait days or months to have a good result, and I can solve the problem in minutes. So yeah, it's a good strategy for many companies around the world.
Interesting. So it does make a lot of sense for Brazil to invest in you, right? Because you are creating technology that will be used worldwide, not only in Canada.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot to say, but when I was in Brazil, I got a job and as artificial intelligence researcher in Florianopolis, and there I had a partnership in my company there had a partnership with the Polytechnique Montréal. So this was a good point to introduce myself in the email to my advisor. I told that I worked with the Polytechnique at some point of my life doing research for this company and so on, and it was good because this guy can be good for us because he knows our way to work, and was good to say that.
Yeah. So you told me before that Canada is like the AI hub, right, of the world, and so I imagine there must be like lots of opportunities in this area. Louisa was here before. I think she left. She asked about being an artist. I don't know if you know about that field specifically, but what are the other fields that maybe are just in high demand in Canada today? And I also want to know from everyone here, like, Livia is in university, but I don't know what she studies. Otto is in the creative industry. Chico, I think he studies computer science as well, right? I don't know if Fabio yet, and Lucy is in technology. So Otto is in UX design.
Yeah,
like
I think there are 2 points of view in this case when you talk about other fields like art or anything else, because Montreal, I can talk about Montreal, but we have a cultural scene increasing, okay, here. But there are other points because it's related with the immigration process. So the focus of immigration process is not art in the moment. So it's technology, always it's technology, okay, and health. So yeah, we have many jobs here to other areas, other fields like to artists and I don't know. But if we are talking about people that coming to Canada to work, they are not Canadian. I think we have a point here to consider that is the immigration process, and you will be evaluated. And now technology and health is the two big fields that are recruiting people around the world. So I think it will not be, maybe, I'm not sure, but it's a little hard to get a job in other fields like related with arts and other things because that. But I'm not saying that's not a good field here in Montreal, for example, because we have a lot of festivals, cinema, and many other things. But I think the immigration process of the Canada and the Quebec as well, it's not focused in this point right now,
I see.
But if you get the position or something like that, you have a job. You will have a job here in Montreal, but it's harder to pass this problem, this initial problem to the migration process, no?
Yes. So Livia is in, she studies, what is it? Biotechnology and data science. So, and she has many questions. So Livia, can you ask at least a few of your questions?
Oh my gosh, okay. So first of all, I want to congratulate you, Thiago. You have an amazing experience, and it kind of is an inspiration to me because I want to have a similar experience. First of all, I wanted to know how you got in touch with the CAP Sprint like scholarship, because I want to try something like that too. And also, do you think it's easier to search for a job or like get in contact with these professors as a PhD student? Because in my case, I want to go and I want to seek, right? I want to get in touch to do a master's. So the sense I have is that to have a master's or to go with only an undergraduate diploma, it's more difficult than when you're going with a PhD. So I want to ask you if you have like, if you know somebody that is like goes only with the undergraduate, and where can I talk to people that have this type of experience? And my aim is Vancouver, but I think in my area, because I work with agricultural and plant science and biotechnology and data science, it's everything combined. So I think
Yes.
Montreal and other places outside of British Columbia may have something for me. So I want to like, do you have any vision, anything you can add to like that?
Okay, so thank you. And first of all, the scholarship depends because each university has your own process, internal process to get the scholarship. So in my university, they announced that, oh, we have this scholarship to apply, and there were a list. You have to apply, you have to submit a project, and the Federal University of Santa Catarina released the rules to application and so on. Okay, and depend in the other university can be different, could be different. So it depends. But I think if you get the scholarship from Brazil, it's easier because when you get in touch with your advisor or your future advisor, you can say, "No, sir, I have the money now." You know, you don't need to
No,
pay
exactly.
nothing.
That's the plan, because I'm an initiation student right now, and I'm doing my last, this is in my last project. And because when you have a scholarship, they know that you're working, you know, so you have this guarantee, right? So that's the thing. I want to know where, like, the programs that have biotechnology and this print, you know. I think that my question was, do you know any programs here in Brazil of federal universities that I can try, like a master's? And, you know, I think if
because your advisor doesn't know you in the first place, you know. So it's easier if you have the money. When you get here, when you can, or you can ask for other scholarship or something. You have to prove that you deserve, you know, and that's it. It's easier to do this. This is the easy way to do. But in some cases, you can apply. You can ask for, oh, I'm a student and I'd like to study in your university. I would like to know if you have some scholarship in here. In Canada, they have a lot of money to do this, you know, so it's incredible. But if you have the money, it was my case, it's easier to discuss this subject with your advisor because you can show your CV. He asked my CV, so so it's not the last. You have to do another CV. She asked my CV and approved that I had the money, And yeah, he got interested in my project, and okay, it's you have the money, your project is good, I will not waste any money with you, so why not, why not, I liked your project, you can come. So he wrote a letter for me, but before that I sent I think 6 or 7 emails for different possible professors in different universities. Uh, and one of them, some of them, I didn't have answer. So it's possible to. And when I mentioned in my mail that I had worked in projects with the Polytechnique Montréal in the past. So this was important as well to his decision. So I think you have to put in your email everything that you know that can contribute with your application. Oh, I mean, your grades, if you have just a bachelor, your grades or a past works that you, or things that you are interested, links of your GitHub or something like that. And usually they don't ask you if you know English, because I think it's something, it's basic.
Yeah, yeah.
In all this process, just my university asked me TOEFL. The Montreal University didn't ask nothing about English or French or nothing like that, because I think, oh, he's in a PhD, and I have to. It's lie, it's a lie, but oh, he's a PhD, he knows English, but not the case. And I told you before that here in Montreal the salary is really huge. So as you can see here, it's almost $100,000 to a machine learning engineering is the base salary. So this is insane. I don't know what I can do with so much money. Yeah, it's insane. But it's easier to get a job here. It's really if you are in technology. Actually, we have jobs in other fields that you don't need just a degree. It's easier to find a job here in, like, I don't know, cleaning houses, and you can make a lot of money doing this. Okay, but if you are in a technology field, it's really easier to get a job here. I'm in the PhD, and I had 4 opportunities to get a job here during my PhD, but I cannot because my work permit is closed, because we have 2 kind of work permits. You can have an open work permit. It's the case of my fiance, so she can work in everywhere that she wants. And my work permit is closed, so I just can work in my university. So I cannot accept other kind of jobs here. I have to change my work permit, and I cannot work with sex, unfortunately.
What?
Okay, then.
It's forbidden to work with
So you
sex.
cannot commit crimes and you cannot work with sex. This is a boring country.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I'm kidding.
But yeah, I kind of have that feel that, for example, for me, it's in my area, it's easier to like go to a company than to work in a university, because it's very like specific. So that's what I'm struggling. Like, how can I get to like having a good CV to, to send to these companies? So
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I'm gonna talk to Thiago after.
If you have a company interested in you, all this process is easier, because they will do everything for you. Oh,
I'm
you
going to
want
generate
to?
money to the,
Yeah.
to the company and to the country. So they want people to work.
Yeah, usually they will apply for you to get the visa and everything. So you just need to get the documents and translate everything and put in the system. It's easier. But I think get in contact with company. I don't have the experience because usually I think in LinkedIn you can find companies and apply um, to them. Usually in the profile of the spots, we have informations about about the immigration process. For example, this company is not responsible for your immigration process. So in this case, you have to apply alone for your visa. Okay, we are interested in you, but you have to get the visa first, and it's your work to do this. In other case, the company put there, oh, we are interested in, we apply for you, and we have all the support for you to get
Mm-hmm.
get here, you know.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
The here.
Right.
For IT related jobs, you guys can also use VanHack. If you guys ever heard about VanHack.
What is that?
What's that?
It's a web page. So you guys mentioned LinkedIn, right? There is also VanHack.
VanHack?
Yeah, it's VanHack. It's more for developers, but there you can find companies that are willing to sponsor a visa.
So cool.
Okay. Does anyone have any more questions? Going to be silent. Okay. So if you can we take a final picture? If you have a mug on you, it's part of our ritual. Please leave your Instagram handle here on the chat so we can tag you. Or send it in the group, please. Also, you're gonna send the links, the important links in the group later, right?
Okay. Please come to Canada. I'm alone here.
Fabio, can you show?
The winter is coming, and
if I could, I would.
I'll be hugged together.
I found a Portuguese restaurant here. Near here.
Picture, go.
Oh.
Also, you have a mug. Come on, you're the coffee guy.
I'm in my car, so sorry.
Okay, no problem.
I wish I had one.
1, 2, 3, go. Perfect.
I found a Portuguese restaurant near here, so I got so happy to speak Portuguese with someone else.
Nice.
Yeah.
So we're gonna send the important links in the group. I'll be sending you guys a picture there if you want to repost it. That'll be nice. And thanks a lot for showing up. We do this every month during Infusion Day, which is today. We bring a member or a former member or a guest to give us a talk. And then on Infusion Day, we also meet in the afternoon at a coffee place to speak English. So right now, we're going to meet only in São Luís because this is where we have more than 2 people. But as we get more members in the respective cities, I think Livia lives in Ceará and Gabi in Piauí, like several places. We can start meeting as well over there. Okay. So enjoy the rest of your day and see you soon.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you. Thiago, I think I'm gonna message you later.
Okay.
A bientôt.